What's up, everybody? It's Kofi J. Here, actually going to make a beat today. I've been doing a lot of mixing and beats for me and my friends, but now I have a new client who does spoken word, and his friends said he should do some raps, do poetry over maybe a hip hop beat. And so today, I'm going to make that hip hop beat for him. He sent me a snippet of his lyrics, so I'm going to play a little bit of it. I heard some of it already to get inspired to figure out the vibe of the track, and I'll walk you through how I decided the vibe. All right, so here we go. I'm going to play the reference of his spoken word part of it.
But I spared better races in no wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about the Middle East and the African dream. I pray for lasting peace and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people live in peace and tolerance, in spite of the differences, the Asians, Australians, Africans, and Americans.
For me, it was more like a cry for everybody. If you have differences of opinion, you have differences of any difference you have where you're living and all that stuff. We're all one people. We all need to come together and just treat each other with respect, kind of like MLK set the way. And so that's just my interpretation of it. And he said he wanted an inspirational type of beat behind it. And so I was thinking more like cinematic, maybe something like Lose Yourself, Eminem. So I went to Google, just Google cinematic hip hop. And of course, like Lose Yourself and all that stuff started popping up. So I was listening to that a little bit before this session. I listened to, I think there were some Kanye West songs on there, maybe the Jesus is King album for inspirational. So really, what I boiled it down to, I was like, I think I like the tempo of Not Afraid by Eminem, but I want it to be kind of soulful, like the Kanye West stuff. I'm gonna attempt to do something like that today. I have 2 hours to do it, so I'll be using a lot of loops and stuff to cut down the time. Actually, working out of this template. I like the sounds in this. It's something I did a while ago for some TV cues, but by the time we're done with it, it's probably gonna sound totally different. All right, so sonically, I like a lot. I think the instrument selection was pretty good. Right now, I think the number one thing I need to figure out is the chords. The chords are going to really give me the hopeful vibe. This one sounds a little depressing. It's a little dark, so we're probably not going to go with these chords at all. Looks like I played all the chords. Okay, so for this one, the piano's playing a lot of the chords. For the sake of time, I'm going to find a vibe via splice first. All right, let's go to an empty track. There's nothing on this track. Gonna replace contact with splice bridge. Okay, splice bridge allows me to go through some samples in real time at this BPM and over these beats. So actually, let me mute all these tonal instruments first. These are instruments that have a pitch to them. And let's just go with the drums. I'll probably be able to feel the chords a little bit better. All right, let's rename this track Splice Bridge. I'm going to go to Splice and find a nice little inspirational chords loop. Let's go to Browse. Go down to doing synth keys. I don't know what I want yet. Okay, I'm just going to type it in here. Chords. Whoa. Chords. All right, let's see what comes up. These are all pretty dope, but this is too soulful, too smooth. I need something a little bit more energetic. Maybe a little too happy. something more aggressive. Let me get rid of soul. Let me try cinematic. I like those chords. Okay, this is a hard maybe. Trying to find some progressions. Nope. This one's keep coming back to this one. I think I like it. So let's import it. See where it takes us. I want something more aggressive than this, but I can probably layer it and just play the chords. Here we go. I don't really want any of that percussion stuff though. So I'm gonna use the stem splitter from Logic by right clicking, press stem splitter. Just gonna keep it all because I want it to separate the drums. Okay, now new Logic's AI should have separated it. Let's see. Perfect. That's the pad. I think these are the drums. Some of those drums sound interesting to me. It's nothing I would have used for this, but I'm curious as to if I would like it later. Splitter is a game changer. So glad it exists. All right, now we got a vibe with the chords. It's kind of cool that it goes left to right, but I think it's going left to right just a bit much. So I'm gonna go to S Imager and make it not as wide. S1 Imager by Waves. There we go. I was gonna take some of this low end out. I don't think I want it to be this big, this heavy. Okay, I kind of like that kick sound, so let's use the same sound, but play something totally different. Oh yeah, I think I might even like some of these other kicks in this kit. This is one of my personal kits that I built in battery. So it's got sounds that I liked and just made a kit from it. Okay, let's see. I might look for a loop too. Yeah, let me look for a loop too. It'll just be faster and easier. All right, here we go. So we're looking for cinematic hip hop drums. Let's see what comes up. Not bad at all. This one sounds more hopeful to me. I don't know why. It just does. So I'm gonna go with that loop. I like the sonic nature of it too. It's kind of hard, and he's spitting kind of hard on it, so it gives it that grit. So I do like that big drums fill, but it swung. So let's go ahead and just unswing that and see what it sounds like. Okay, I think I'm gonna add some piano. So let's get Alicia Keys' piano out. Just noodle around, see what comes up. Actually, I want to play some of his poetry in the background.
For the spent better raises in no wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but my.
All right, cool. Yeah, I don't really care if he's on beat that much. I already have a pre-made bus for the vocals, so I'm just gonna drag this track into that bus because I want to EQ it just a little bit so it can sound a little better. I actually want to put a distortion effect on it too. I think it'll just help me put me in the zone a little bit. But I want to use Decapitator to give it that distorted dynamic.
Spend better raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray for philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace. Dream so deep, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East dream. Philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace. All spend better raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that I'm beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace. All spend better raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace. All spend better raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence can cease, that all of my people will live in peace. All spend better raises.
All right, let's figure out what the chords are. That's what I'm hearing. Never playing this key. Pretty sure that's it, so let's figure out what I want to play. Yeah, I think I will just have long chords, so just play it down an octave. I think it'll give it some nice fullness in the mid-range. Let's see. You could keep those rhythms, you could not. It's just optional. I'm hearing that you don't need those. Alright, I want to add a high piano licks. That's just what I'm hearing. Okay. Just add some licks.
West African sub-region and in the Middle East, so that the violence is
Just realized I probably bled like crazy. Let me redo that. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. All right, got that piano part in there. Kind of like it. Like I said, we've got 2 hours to make this beat. We're 30 minutes in. Got to go with what we like. Don't second guess anything. All right, gonna add the bass next. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream. I already got an electric bass here. Let's just use this for now. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine. All right, let's just record it. Don't really know exactly what I want to play, but I'm just gonna record the basic version of it. If I want to jazz it up later, I will. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I dream philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the. Keep doing the same thing. Shoot. Raises in the wages. I dream so deep. My God. So I hear this electric guitar. If it's gonna be a guitar bass, I think it should be more aggressive. Let me work on that. me see what this one sounds like. It's not bad. It's very full. Kind of want to know what it would sound like a little more distorted. Let me try this. No, still nothing. Maybe change the bass sound altogether. Like that. It's very aggressive. Nah, it sounds weird like that. Now, if I want to get extra grungy, I could put a Devil Lock on there. Let's see what that sounds like. So I'm gonna solo the drums as well, because I think the drums are grungy like that as well. So let's make sure that they match. I like that better. Then I'm probably gonna need some some EQ just in case the resonance is a bit too much. I think it's supposed to be down an octave too. I just recorded it up an octave so I could hear the notes better. trying to get a nice little balance between the drums and the bass, but I want the bass to be a little thicker. Like it's not giving me that super sub that I need. So I'm probably just gonna layer it with another bass. Play the exact same thing. Just make it a sub bass. I think I have a template for that as well. Like a clean sine bass. Let me see. Dirty mono bass could probably work. Oh, clean deep sub or analog sub, either one. So this is just Logic's Alchemy analog subsonic with the decapitator on it. So I'm just high pass filtering the electric bass because I don't need it to overlap this bass so much. And I can low pass filter this sub bass. It really gave it that deepness I was looking for. All right, so let's get rid of that. Take out some of the high end on this one just so they don't clash that much. When basses clash, it really causes problems when you're trying to get the final master done. As you can see, we're getting to a full sound without even adding barely any instruments. So that's another good sign. The most you can do with the little bit of stuff usually goes a long way, especially in the mix. But it's not one size fit all the time. All right, so this is the electric bass at high pass at 100 hertz. So I'm going to low pass this one. Not at necessarily 100, maybe, but it can overlap a bit, but just in a pleasant way. Still sounds perfectly good if I low pass filtered the deep sub all the way to 100 and high pass this one all the way to 100. So it worked out great. It's distorting a little bit, so I'm going to go to -6 on this track, which is the electric bass track. I want to go +6 to -19, and that should be good. Let me rename this the sub. Sounds great. We're getting somewhere. I'll be right back. All right. Now let's just add some strings.
little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace.
Yeah, I think simple's better. A lot of times I play it one way the first half and then another way the second half and decide between the two that I'm debating over. So 29.
Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African South.
Well, another cool thing about using the templates is that you have sounds ready to go. So this choir is probably decent. Let's see. Not bad. Might be too long though, but we'll see. See if I can make something cool out of this.
Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East.
All right, it's got to change the rhythms up a little bit. Almost there.
Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream.
All right. Also, I want it to be octaves. I can just double click that. Command A to highlight them all.
Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better. Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American dream. It's about a Middle East and the African dream. I pray philosophies and better life in the West African South region and in the Middle East, so that the fathers can see that all of my people will live in peace. Little raises in the wages. I dream so deep like Martin Luther King, but mine is beyond the American.
All right, I think we're pretty much done aside from ear candy and developing the track. I'm going to highlight everything in this section one color, and these are the elements I need to keep. Everything else can be deleted, but I just want to know what all the new elements are in this track, and then I'll arrange everything. So let's change all of these to one color. This one, oops, these two got changed as well. Okay, so now I know all of these tracks are the new tracks. So I'm going to get rid of some of the old tracks. I want to keep this drum fill, get rid of this E-bass, don't need that anymore. We didn't even use these tracks yet. We might later, we'll see. Get kind of curious as to what automation I did. I'll leave those impacts. All right, cool. Let's see which one of these drum instruments I do like and maybe keep in the song. Yeah, particularly the symbols. I would imagine I would keep those. It's just a crash symbol on one. It's very standard, but nothing is playing. Why not? It is G sharp. I think I want to change the sound though. Oh, it's not on B1. That's why. I remember what this was in the last track now. No, I don't want that. So yeah, this symbol crash on one is better. I can see myself using that somewhere in the song. All right, we got the general song. Now it's time to make it interesting and dynamic with good copies, pace, and cool transitions. I'm gonna take a 5 minute break, clear my head from the song, come back, piece it together, and do a quick rough mix for 15 minutes, and that'll be the track.